Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off yet more plunder that I've acquired over the last little while. Got a nice little stack of stuff to go through here. Most of this is brand new except for the first one on here, so I'm just going to get right into it. This is a band that I've always remember seeing their albums in the stores and everything, and I always thought their covers were kind of cool, but I was just like, at the time I really wasn't into new metal much anymore, but I've, of course, over the last several years, I've really gotten back into it, and I finally picked up their debut album. This is Il Nino with Revolution, and this is the cover that I remember seeing the most everywhere. But yeah, these guys are a new metal band out of Union City, New Jersey. Been around since 1998. This is their debut full-length album put out by Roadrunner in 2001. And this is actually the only album to feature Mark Rizzo, who left the band in 2003 to join Max Cavalera and Soulfly. Though just last year in 2021, he did rejoin Il Nino and has left Soulfly. And despite what it shows on the back, which is just the original 13 tracks, I guess this is a 2002 reissue with 5 bonus tracks. It's got some live stuff and I think an alternative mix of another song. So makes it a little bit longer. It's about an hour, or a little over an hour, I think, with the bonus tracks. But yeah, really good stuff. I am definitely going to be picking up more from them. Next up, I actually thought this was a 2022 release because I had not seen it until recently on the new releases section from Amazon, so I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But this is Blood Youth with Visions of Another Hell, and I absolutely love that cover art. But yeah, Blood Youth are a melodic hardcore / metalcore band out of North Yorkshire, UK. Been around since 2014. This is their third full-length album, put out by Rude Records actually last year in 2021. And yeah, these guys are just absolutely fantastic. I loved their last album. I still need to pick up their debut at some point. But yeah, their last album was awesome, and this is another great continuation. Next up, really happy when this got announced here recently as a second pressing. This is Begravement with Conjuring the Necromancer. Of course, these guys are a death thrash band out of the St. Paul, Shoreview, Minnesota area. Been around since 2018. This is the band's first EP, put out independently back in 2021, limited to 115 copies. They recently just put up a second pressing, limited to, I'm guessing, 100 copies, because now it lists it on their Bandcamp as edition of 215. So I'm guessing they repressed another 100 copies for I guess before Bandcamp Friday, but of course I wasn't going to wait for Bandcamp Friday when I saw this announced. I just hurried up and jumped on it and picked it up, and yeah, really good stuff from this young up-and-coming band, so definitely go check them out. Next up, heading down to Texas for some more Texas metal here. This is Demonseed with Romance. And yeah, these guys are a death metal band out of Dallas, Texas. Been around since 1997. It actually features members of Necrosis, Cesspool of Corruption, among others. This is their second EP overall, put out independently by the band in 2019. I actually picked this up along with the Visions of Annihilation album that I showed recently in one of my last updates. Next up, we have Laceration with Remnants. And I actually picked this up along with the next one I'm about to show from Life After Death during a sale they were having. And yeah, Laceration, they are a death thrash band out of Windsor, California. Been around since 2006. And this is basically just a compilation of their Consuming Reality EP from 2009, along with their Realms of the Unconscious demo in 2010, and their half of a split that came out in 2013 with the band Tinnitus. And yeah, these guys have just, because I never heard this material up until I got this, and these guys have just apparently always been killer, because their full-length album is amazing, and this stuff is equally as good. Definitely one of the better death thrash bands that I've discovered in recent times. Now this one, I remember checking it out on YouTube, and I wanted to get this, and I don't know. I don't remember if I couldn't find it anywhere or what, but I saw this listed on Life After Death and I just had to pick it up. This is Dark Oasis with Lurking in the Darkness, and it's a very dark cover art. I apologize. But yeah, these guys are, or should I say, were a death metal band from Chicago, Illinois, active between 1993 and I don't know the exact date when they ceased to be a band because it's not really listed on the archives. But this is another compilation, this one of their Ode to the Dead demo from 1995, as well as their Lurking in the Darkness EP from 1997. And if you've never heard Dark Oasis, this is pretty much raw, old school style death metal. Highly recommend checking this one out. Next up, another one that I have been trying to get a copy of, and everywhere I would look would always seem to be sold out at the time that I wanted to buy it. And yeah, I got this from Dark Descent. Again, they were having a sale recently, and of course I showed the new Corpsessed in one of my last videos, my 2022 releases video. It was actually part of this order, so this one and the next two were part, the rest of that order, I should say. But this is Cemetery Filth with Dominion. Very happy to finally add this to the collection. I know a lot of people talked highly of this album, and it's definitely worth all the hype that it was getting. But yeah, these guys are a death metal band from Atlanta, Georgia. Been around since 2014. Debut full-length out on Unspeakable Acts and Dark Descent Records from 2020. And like I've said before, if you see those logos on a release, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to have something really good on your hands. Alrighty. Next up, I did not realize this band had released a second release. I have their first EP, and that was the only thing I knew they had put out. And like I said, did not realize they had another release. This is Keever or Keever, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, with Primordial Offerings. And, of course, this was a death metal band out of Tel Aviv, Israel, that were active, I should say, between 2013 and 2019. Their band name actually means grave in Hebrew, and it actually featured current and former members of the band's Sun Adam and Venomous Skeleton, among others. This was their second and final EP put out by Dark Descent in 2019, and have not had a chance to spin it yet, but like I said, I did not even realize this band put out a second release. I'm really happy to have found this. And this is a band that, again, another one I've been trying to find their material, but everywhere I looked, it seemed like they were sold out, or you just really couldn't find them for some reason. But this is Noisem with Cease to Exist. And yeah, these guys are a death thrash / grindcore band out of Baltimore, Maryland. Been around since 2013. This is their third full-length album put out by 20 Bucks Spin in 2019. And been a while since I've listened to any of these guys' material, and I actually did catch them live, and they blew me away, but they didn't have any music for sale at the show I was at. So yeah, really good stuff from what I recall, but like I said, it's been a long time since I listened to them. This one actually just showed up yesterday. I've only listened to a little bit of it online, which is what made me pick this up. But this is Paramecium with Exhumed of the Earth. And yeah, this is actually a gold disc edition. And I've actually already spun the artwork around, so it doesn't have that gold border around it and everything. But yeah, this is a doom death band from Melbourne, Australia, that was active between 1990 and I want to say right around 2006 is when they changed the band name. But yeah, this is their debut full-length album, put out independently by the band in 1993. This is a 2020 Bombworks Records gold disc reissue, limited to 500 copies. And what really made me want to pick this up, besides, you know, everybody was telling me it was a really good album, is that this actually features Jason Sherlock, the former drummer of Mortification. This is another one of his projects, and I really enjoy pretty much everything I've heard that he's played on. So yeah, really good stuff from what I've heard so far. And this band, fast becoming a favorite of mine. This is Black Knife with their self-titled. And, of course, these guys are a black metal / punk band out of Lexington, Kentucky. Been around since 2016. This is their debut EP, put out independently, digitally by the band in 2016. This is a Husk Records CD pressing. And, yeah, these guys have not disappointed me yet in everything I've heard them on, whether it be the split with Bastard Cross. God, I couldn't think of who it was for a second. And of course, their full-length album. I think they have like one other album that I need to try to track down here at some point. But yeah, I got to get as much Black Knife as I possibly can. And last, but most certainly not least, I did not think I was going to get a CD copy of this because they were listed as out of stock on Bandcamp, and no other place seemed to have it. And I just took a gamble, and I just, messaged the band, was like, hey, is this going to get a second pressing? Because I really would like to get a copy of this. And it shows sold out on Bandcamp. I didn't know if it was truly sold out or if they were, holding off on selling the other so they could do it for a live show, which I believe they have coming up here soon with local acts Lava Born and Scorched Earth. So I was like, do you have any idea if you're going to repress it? And they were like, hey, we actually have, I think, one copy left. And they checked. Sure enough, they had one copy left, and I was able to snag it from them. But this is Morgleblade with Fell Sorcery Abounds. And yeah, if you're not familiar with Morgleblade, they are a heavy / black metal band out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Been around since 2018. This is their debut full-length album put up by No Remorse Records just last year. And this is just absolutely fantastic. I cannot recommend this highly enough. Go check out Morgleblade, and I really want a shirt with this artwork on it at some point. So, all right, that is going to do it. Knocking another one of these out. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.